Hello everybody and welcome to the Whiskey Dictionary. Today I'm going to be talking to you about Oban Little Bay. Now this is the least expensive of the Oban whiskeys. And recently I was at a Total Wine and I was looking through all the racks and honestly I was looking at everything. Bourbon, Scotch, Irish, everything. And I was trying to find something inexpensive that I would actually get excited about. And recently on YouTube in the little community tab thing, I had asked you guys via a poll what you wanted me to review more of. And it was overwhelmingly inexpensive whiskeys. So I wanted to be excited about something and I wanted you guys to be excited about something and I didn't want it to cost an arm and a leg. So I came with the Oban Little Bay. Now it has a very good potential, or at least that was my thought when I first picked it up, because personally I love the Oban 14. It's my go-to when I go to a bar. It's almost always what I order, and I just love that whiskey. So when I saw it was only $37 compared to the $55 for the Oban 14. I thought it was worth a shot. So anyway, before I go over this, if you are more interested in some of the history of Oban, you can click up there to go see the review on Oban 14. In fact, you should probably watch it anyway because it's a pretty good one. So let's talk about Oban Little Bay. Now, one of the funniest parts of this whiskey is the fact that Oban in Gaelic means little bay. So this is literally Little Bay, Little Bay. So the redundant Little Bay here is, it was introduced in 2014. It is a no-age statement whiskey, and let me just read this real quick. So it was matured in European oak sherry refill casks and new oak casks before being married in small oak casks. I didn't think I'd remember that. So, but most importantly, it was distilled in smaller batches and then aged in small casks, and that explains the color. For a no-age statement whiskey, this is very, very dark. Usually no-age statement is very, very low aged. So Scotch usually being only 3 at the minimum here. All right, let's go into the nosing and the tasting. Because sometimes I get carried away talking too much. When I have this whiskey right in front of me, you know, it's a little tough because you just want to drink it. All right. Right as soon as I poured that, you can already smell some of the interesting notes. Now, these are not exactly what you would expect. When dealing with an Oban, I usually think of the ocean, and I think of salt, and I think of, not peat, but definitely salt air and kind of like a brininess to it. This has fruit. This is very, very fruity. In fact, like tropical fruits, like pineapples and bananas. And you're not gonna believe me, but I'm gonna say like guava or like mango, like just, you know, like a very tropical nose to it. Anyway, other than that, you've got orange. Now, orange is a huge one in this. It's well, let me actually smell it, not just what's coming out of there. I'd say banana is the forefront, and then orange is huge. That is the majority of what you're smelling here. In fact, even though the area that it's from typically has salty, I don't really get a lot of salty in this. So pear, vanilla, yeah, there's a lot going on. This is actually a very complex nose for such an inexpensive whiskey. All right, let's go ahead and take a taste. Cheers. There's a little bit more of a bite to it than I would like, but that's just because it's young. You know, it hasn't had time to really mellow out. It's also not necessarily unwanted. Like it's not bad. But the main tastes that you're getting are pear. Pear is kind of at the forefront for me. You've got a little bit of very, very sweet orange. There's a little toffee in there actually, which was a surprise considering the nose. A little bit of smoke actually, which is it's not unexpected knowing where this came from, but once again, completely different than the nose. All right, so let's go overall. Now, overall, this is very, very worth the money. $37 and all that complexity. This is a great whiskey, certainly for starters. I wish I had tried this prior to my beginner Scotch guide. I would have absolutely put this on the list. The price is perfect. The taste is great. It's a good opening up to the 14 for sure. Personally, I just like the brand, so maybe a little bias there. But what you're seeing in the industry is leaning towards these no-age statements as a way to get people into the brand. For example, Lafroig Quarter Cask, Talisker Storm, and now Oban Little Bay. I'm sure there's several others. So go buy this whiskey. Just go buy it. Try it. Tell me what you think in the comments. And certainly if you decide to go buy it, I would love to hear what you think, because I like knowing that I'm steering you guys right, and I think this is one of the more solid buy its that I've given in a long time. So cheers to everybody. Thank you very much for joining me here on the Whiskey Dictionary, and I will see you next time. Cheers.